And unlock the door. Is that
Followed
what
by a viewer in Poland, forced her door open.
the hotel owner was saying? And
Something chilling to talk.
Oh my fucking god. What a nutball. The police came to help the stalker, actually? Well, and this is the main issue that I have, right? I've talked about this before, is that I recognized the name from a previous stalker story, so I googled Jenny TTV stalker, and I found numerous clips. Why does this chick have so many stalkers who are unafraid of cameras? So I can actually answer this question. It's a very, very simple answer. It's because they're never held accountable for behaving this way. That's literally the reason why, is that they act this way and they just do this to people, and for whatever reason, the police never hold them accountable. That's it. And there's no element of the crime in Europe. Yeah. And so like I responded. I talked about this last night. It was like 6 in the morning. I had woken up and I was like looking at this. So yeah, this is it. I said it's crazy that in Western countries, it's crazy that Western countries allow animals like this to stalk women with impunity. Anyone who does this should be institutionalized or killed. The amount of, quote, tolerance that we have ruins countless lives or worse, which is common for many women, not just streamers. So that's my opinion about it. That's what I think that we should do with them, right? I think it literally, like, if you have somebody like this come to your house, like, my opinion is that let's skip the restraining order. Let's speed run this. If you do something that's bad enough for you to need a restraining order after the person told you not to come there, and you're just a random person that's trying to follow them, fuck the restraining order, straight to fucking jail. Straight to jail, straight to an institution. If they shoot you, rip bozo. That's what I think. They do nothing for stalking victims. Well, it's beyond that. Like, and I have an intimate knowledge with this because I've talked to a lot of female streamers. Here, let me, the fuck do you mean allowed? Who allowed this? The police do. This person should have been, people like this, do you really think this is his first time doing it? Really, think about that. It's not too easy preventing crimes before they happen. I think unless they have the information about the crime that's about to happen, your takes are becoming more insane by the day. I said, talk to 5 pretty girls and you'll probably get at least 10 stories about stalkers. Many will tell you about how police ignore the problem and or do the absolute minimum. It's a huge problem that's not taken seriously enough. The issue is simply how to implement it. You can get a restraining order, but it's hard to actually punish someone who has yet to do anything. You can fine them if they keep stalking. What? You can find them? Like, until they actually do something, you can't. Who decide? It's really simple. This is why I said, if you're found to be stalking someone, you get put in jail or in a mental institution. I wouldn't wait for them to, quote, do something. I would consider the act of stalking as doing something. It's subhuman behavior, and that's how it should be treated. That's what I think. I think it's crazy that anybody's putting up with this at all. So, yeah, punished by fine means legal for a price. Yeah. And a stalker is already doing something. If you've been stalking someone for some time. No. If you've been stalking someone for 1 fucking second, why are we allowing this degenerate behavior? Why are we allowing these degenerate animals to turn society into a horror movie? What are we doing? Why, for even 1 second, are we providing even the slightest amount of, allowance for this? You're arguing with somebody who's a stalker? Well, yeah, because they think that they want to. They want to do this, right? Only stalkers would defend. It's more complex, Zach. Okay. All right. Explain it. Explain how it's more complex. I want to know. I want to understand this. I want you to help me understand it. Hopefully you can be able to do this. Wouldn't it be easy exploited if a girl wants to hurt someone? I'm completely on your side for harder punishments, but I don't know how. If a girl tells you to leave her alone and you don't even know her, and then you don't leave her alone, I think you need to be institutionalized. It's really simple. Like, I don't understand how this is even complicated at all. It's such a simple, obvious thing that obviously you should do that. I mean, duh. Like, why wouldn't you do that? So, yeah, women can just claim anyone to be stalking them, right? Well, yes, you would have to figure it out whether it's true or not. I mean, yes, duh, of course. Like, yeah, so of course you need to have an investigation to figure out whether it happened. But like, after you figure out that it happened, then what would you do? What are we talking about? Oh my God. Sidewalk makes you a stalker. Yeah, let me see this here. For example, a small time, a girl can tell the police I'm a stalker out of revenge and get me in trouble, right? Well, how would you be stalking her? When would that happen? It's blatant degeneracy. If anything, the stalker shouldn't be allowed in the same state as the victim, but honestly, in my opinion, they should be left in prison to rot. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just confused. Why would that happen? Like, I'm gonna be real, guys. I think that men being afraid of false accusations is the male version of the illogical position of women choosing the bear over the man in the woods. That's not probably what's going to happen. It's not. You're worried about something that's theoretical, but the reality is that the chance of that happening is extremely low. And like, where's the reasoning here? Because it's a small town, we can hang around in the same places. Do you think that I would classify that as stalking? Do you think that I'd classify that as stalking? She can claim it. Anybody can claim anything. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a rule against something. I'm totally against the behavior, of course. Well, then what's the like, every single law can be applied in a way that's unfair. Every single, like, there are people, for every law on the books, there's somebody in a jail cell right now that is in jail because they broke that law, but they're actually innocent. I can guarantee you, there are tons of people who they didn't do anything wrong, they didn't break any laws, but at the same time, they are still in jail. That's the way it is. So for you to say that the only reason that we can ever approach this is if we have 100% certainty, we don't have 100% certainty with murder. Like, there's people that get released for murder. So, like, should we not go after people that do murder? No. But we have to act like this is a thing. I don't think so, of course, but she can complain to police, so it can be complex. It's not complex. So let me get this straight. Let me ask you just really simple for this situation specifically. If a guy is following you that has no connection to you, he gets a hotel room next to your room, and then he tries to open the door to your hotel room, do you think that's stalking, and do you think that that person should be either institutionalized or killed? Because that's what I think should happen. That's exactly what I think should happen. Like, it's not, like, and that's criminal 100%. Okay, so there we go. So really, and of course there are going to be gray areas. Of course there are going to be things like that. Like, I mean, you can't say something for everything, but you didn't specify the implementation, so people are filling in the gaps on how a bad implementation like current laws can do. Everybody can interpret things in a bad way on purpose in order to try to make something seem like it's not something else. The ability for you to avoid that is impossible. You can never avoid that happening. You can never get away from that happening. That's just simply the way things are. So, yeah, that's it. And save. Yeah, you remove the, yeah, I mean, if you remove the context out of anything, then of course that makes sense. But you should watch the initial meeting of him and Jenny, and he was being creepy, asking her out. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that a lot of you guys that think that you're going to somehow get, you know, caught up in some stalking thing and you're going to get put in jail. I think that the only people that are defending this are people that don't have any social skills and are afraid that, you know, them interacting with a woman is going to get them put in jail. I'm not talking about you being locked awkward around a girl. I'm talking about you going to their house whenever you don't know them. I'm talking about you trying to get inside of their house whenever you don't know them. I'm talking about you trying to contact them, interact with them, or touch them whenever you don't know them. I'm talking about legitimate, real, bad, threatening things that happen. I'm not talking about somebody messaging a girl on Instagram, calling her pretty 15 times. Just block them, who cares? But I'm talking about people that actually invade your personal space and do things in that way. And that's the main point, that, yeah, researching where they are. Yeah, if they pull you, if they find out that, like, you're trying to triangulate another person's location to figure out where they are, immediate fucking institution. Immediately jail. Like, why do we allow this to happen? Why do we allow these fucking animals, these absolute subhuman fucking animals, running around terrorizing women, terrorizing people, causing problems, and for what? For what? Why do we do this? Because we're afraid that somehow maybe somebody is going to have a bad experience? They're having bad experiences every fucking day. It's happening constantly. I'm so sick of this. I am. I'm so sick of this endless empathy for bad actors, mentally ill fucking freaks, and degenerate animals that should be locked in a fucking cage. That's what I think. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. And I hate the people that make excuses for it, thinking that somehow they're going to be a victim of it one day. Just be fucking normal. That's what I think. It's embarrassing, bro. It's so fucking embarrassing. And it's not empathy, it's concern over the mental illness of many women. Oh, really? Right. Yes, mental illness. There's a Chris Brown, it was a Chris Rock, or Chris Tucker or somebody, where he says, you know why you hear so many great stories about the crazy girlfriends? It's because the girls with crazy boyfriends are dead. I understand that there are crazy women. I get it. There's plenty of them. I've dated them. But the difference is that this is a legitimate physical impending threat, and there's no reason that anybody should be thinking about it otherwise. That's it. Literally just be just be normal. Just be normal. Like, and by the way, the reason why I'm saying this, here's the reason why I'm saying this. I understand that my stream, my community, has a lot of incels in it. There's a lot of people that are incels that watch the show. Can you just stalk a fake girl? Stalk an anime girl. Don't do it to a real girl. The reason why I say this is because I know that a lot of people in my audience are going to push back on it. I don't say it because I know that I'm going to farm easy W's. I say it because I know I'm going to farm easy L's. It's because these are the people that need to hear it the fucking most. Is because you might not understand how bad this actually is. This problem, and by the way, do you want to know why all these women hate men? It's because men stalk them, groom them when they're underage on the internet. Nothing ever happens to them. They get to live the rest of their life free while this woman is fucking traumatized. And so, yeah, she goes on the internet and she hates men. Is she a stupid bitch? Yeah, she is. But we made her that way. We shouldn't have let that happen. It's outrageous. The hell are we doing? The hell's wrong with y'all? What are we doing about this? Bullshit take, you've not dated any of the actual crazy ones? Listen, if you're having a screaming argument at 3:30 in the morning while your friends, your roommate's mother is helping you bring in boxes, and she's throwing your shoes from the second floor down to the first floor and saying, take these with you too, you motherfucker. And then the next morning, she texts you at 7 in the morning, I love you. And you're immediately hooking up that morning, and then you take her out to eat fucking Mexican food and buy her ice cream. And then after that, you spend the night together, and then you break up the next night after that. And this is year one of a 3-year relationship. I'd say I'm a fucking expert. Okay? All right? So that's the way it is. I don't want to hear that. I've been there. That's the way. Yeah, exactly. And watch the clip of Nick roasting Hassan. I know. I will get to that. I just want to talk about this a bit more. So, And did OnlyFans Girl Sky, it's pretty out there. Yeah, sure. And so anyway, yeah, there's a lot of experience. I do. You're too benevolent towards women. Try having a girl steal your housekeeping and make a copy and appear in your home randomly one night telling you don't fuck her. She'll claim you tried to rape her. What are you talking? What the fuck are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Stop being fucking weird. Like, here's the thing. This is a big test that I apply to every content creator. Any content creator who has been in the space for more than 5 years, or especially 10 years, and they've never had a girl come out and say some kind of bad stuff like that about them, I think that's a really big gold star. I do. I think it's a tremendous gold star. I understand that there are bad interactions and things like that. They're just gay. No, they're not gay. They're probably just normal. He's not wrong. No, yeah, he's not wrong. I don't think so. Lock her up too if it's proven. Yes, exactly. So why do girls keep importing them? Because why do you keep dating girls that are crazy? Well, it's because you date a girl and then she is like, this isn't even my final form. Surprise. Surprise. What would you do if me and my friends switched places and bodies, but it was me that was her? Who would you still date? Surprise. Woo-hoo! I don't know, guys. And it might not happen for months. You might have no idea. Yeah, and that's it. Felt that? Yes. And so power corrupts, man. Yes. And so that's the way I see it. And this is the way I look at it. It is. And I'll read some of the replies. We're going to need a bigger box for all of these animals in Europe. Yes, the amount of fear women have to live with in this country is actually insane. It is crazy. And the problem, no way to do this to friends of pedophiles and rapists is complaining about women are treated in the West. I would give a very good response to this, but unfortunately, I'm in a lawsuit that's too close to a situation like this. So I'm not going to talk about any relationships that I have with other people. I would be more than willing to talk about that, but the problem is that I'm literally in an active lawsuit. So you're going to have to just take a rain check on that one, guys. Sorry to say. And, you know, again, mentally ill man, calling him lesbian, don't bother with him. I don't even know who this person is. You're assuming the absolute worst when it comes to... People need to start assuming the absolute worst when it comes to stalking. Police refusing to do anything until after the woman has already been raped and killed is unacceptable. It's by the same... And this is the reason why women hate men. This is exactly the reason why. So, yes. And speedrun the lawsuit? I know. Listen, like, I don't... I know, guys. I know. Like, it's just... It is what it is, right? It is what it is. And, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's why you're having such a strong emotional reaction to this. I am. And here's actually the reason why. Is that I've watched this experience destroy the lives of countless women. I've watched this experience pollute their minds, make them hate men, and completely change the way that they see the world. And I know how toxic and dangerous and detrimental it is. And when I hear people coming up with excuses or reasons for why this guy is misunderstood, what I hear is that these are people who are okay with tolerating these people being terrorized. And that's the way that I feel about it. It is. That's actually the way that I feel about it. Like, you have to remember that as one of the primeval misogynists on the internet, part of that is also thinking that you need to help and protect women. And do you know why? It's because women are smaller, weaker, slower, and they're not able to defend themselves in the same way a man can. And if you have any of these other viewpoints that I have, you have to have that one too. Because if you don't also have that one too, you're just a piece of shit. So that's the way I feel about it. And I'll read a few comments about this, but yes, I do feel extremely strongly about this. I do. You want to defend them from other men? Yes, exactly. And there's more to it than that, too, is that, like, do you want to have this happening to your daughter? Do you want to have this happening to, you know, your little sister or your niece or something like that, right? Because it's like, it's easy for people to think about, like, well, what would it be like if I was in this situation as the guy and it was like, you know, a Russian nesting doll of fucking, you know, like a stars align of misunderstandings. But, like, what happens if it's not any misunderstandings and it's just somebody that you care about having this happen? So yeah, that's the way I feel about it.